Unit 2. Yep, this is it. Leave at door, please. Do not come in my house. All right. But I really wonder what he's doing in there. Let me go check. Wow, this house is so nice. What the fuck? Who the fuck are you? Oh my god, you're Doordash driver. Bro, I said leave it at a door. Why are you at my house? Yeah, but I walked in. Why did you break into my house? I said, why are you assaulting me? What are you talking about? I said leave it at a door. Why did you assault me? Why did you order food?
Alright, what's cracking, cousins? Welcome back to another video of mine. I'm glad you guys are here. It's good to see you. So I wanted to talk about this whole situation with this girl on Doordash that got fired for this whole situation, and it's honestly pretty insane when you look into the nitty-gritty of all of it, right? You've got people on one side saying one thing, people on the other side saying the other thing. You've got her telling her piece. I don't even know if the guy that got blackout drunk and slept naked has said anything about the situation. All I know is I've seen this man's Franken beans at least 40 times, bro. I'm doing everything I can to get the real truth, okay? The realness. And that's what you're getting in the video today, alright? I will make a quick disclaimer. If you saw the title, yes, you fell for the bait. I'm not gonna sit here and dogpile this girl, because at the end of the day, I don't think she completely deserves it, but she definitely, you know, isn't a saint either, let's be honest. Any video you see of her trying to explain this situation and reiterate it honestly kind of terrifies me, except for the very last one, because that's the only time she doesn't try to scream about being a victim, which she might be a victim of seeing some shit she didn't want to see, right? You were not a sexual assault victim, because at the end of the day, you weren't assaulted. He didn't get up off the couch and charge at you. In fact, he wasn't even awake. He had no clue you were even there. Assault? Really? Okay. He might have assaulted your eyeballs. He assaulted mine. I wasn't expecting to just see his whole business situation. I mean, you can't even really see it, honestly, in the video that she posted, but you notice he's naked, right? Anyone that has been through an actual assault, especially if it is a sexual assault, is looking at your video and they're moving on because you're being ridiculous. So that's the first lie, right? And I want to get through all the lies first before we start talking about like what's really real in this whole situation, because there's so much going around. There's so much cap disinformation. I'm almost convinced that Doordash might be doing a campaign against this girl just to save face. But before we do that, I want to save her really quick, because she, like, every time she posts a video, she makes herself look worse, in my opinion. So let's get through this. This picture right here, if you're unemployed enough, you know about this picture, because this is the one that people are using to claim that this girl is lying and the door was actually cracked when she walked in. And I mean, if this was the early 2000s, right, and technology was still for the most part pretty like sensational, pretty amazing, pretty brand new for the most part, at least the technology we use today, I would go as far as to be like, hey, this might have convinced me. Then again, in the early 2000s, I wasn't even like 10 yet, so of course it would probably convince me. But we're living in a world where AI is literally able to replicate people we see on the internet every single day. It's able to replicate people we know in real life. You gotta look a little harder. Like, if you fell for this, you gotta try harder. That's idiot shit. And there are other people that have gone in depth on this. Papa Gut on YouTube, you can look him up. I would say he's probably one of the best people to see about it. He's got like a good 30-minute video. He talks about it, he speaks on it, he looks at all of her posts on TikTok. Very sound mind. He's probably one of the most rational people I've seen on the platform. He brings up the very obvious and clear point that you can see without even trying. The text that was in her original video behind the quote-unquote cracked door that everybody's talking about. Like, dude, the text didn't try to walk in with her. A lot of misinformation going on. There's people out there saying there's footage of her walking in the guy's house and filming in his place. Have yet to see that, right? And with everything going on, it's really easy to just show proof something no one's done. It hasn't been posted anywhere, you know what I mean? And if it has been, it's something fake, something fabricated. And if you want me to be honest, this is a product of cancel culture, right? The dog pile effect, where people go ahead, they see somebody losing, so they decide they want to throw in other shit, fake or not, just to get in on the action, right? This woman had people on her side, she has people on her side, but anyone that was like weary absolutely lost faith when she started claiming sexual assault and that she was a victim of sexual assault. And then I guess after that, people just took it and ran with it, so they were like, fine, let's make her look even worse. And so now people are just lying on her name. Not only does it muddy waters, it makes her side look even worse, even if she is telling the truth. The thing is, her truth has been radicalized into this situation where this guy is an absolute monster of a human being, and he deserves to get his life ruined because she saw him with his little nuts hanging. You know what I mean? And she pointed out in one of her videos that it's a duplex, so he does have like neighbors 2 steps away. There could be families that could see him in that state, and that's definitely some very indecent exposure. I'll be honest with you, I'd be scarred for life if I was a kid and I saw that. I wouldn't forget it, that's for sure. Sexual assault is a heavy claim, and that goes on your record forever. You're like, you're a predator forever. And I just don't think it was that deep. I don't. And if you think that's a problem, fine. Talk to anyone that has ever been sexually assaulted, they'll tell you just about the exact same thing. And I mean people that have actually been sexually assaulted. Not seen some guy drunk in his house with the door open, kinda naked. Like actually assaulted, like well-being threatened, you feel me? But see, now she's been made this mascot of this radicalized internet war where people are gassing her up heavy and saying everything she said is true, she's a victim, and this person should have their life ruined and she should get everything she wants. And then there's the opposite side where she's like, wow, this person is a piece of shit and she deserves to lose her job, and she deserves to be talked about like this, and she deserves misinformation being put on her name. Her being the catalyst for this war, of course, she has decided to capitalize on it, and yes, I say capitalize on it, because she has made multiple videos about the same topic.
Hi guys, it's the Doordash girl. Hey guys, it's been a minute. 3 days ago, October 12th, you guys, hey guys, here's an update.
And every time the situation is a little iffy, what she says doesn't quite add up all the way. Her emotions ramp up in the first 2 videos, but then she kind of starts to mellow out as they get further and further down the timeline. And I feel like that just shows you her mindset and her realizing how she's kind of hyped up the situation really hard, so much so that she'll like slip in little inconsistencies, and I don't think some people will notice them, but in one of the first 2 videos, she literally says that Doordash did absolutely nothing about this situation, and that she's just getting hit with all the bullshit, and she's being treated unfairly, right? The typical mumbo jumbo that she's been spewing. And then at some point in one of her later videos, she points out that she reported this, and the guy got banned 2 days later. And then 2 days later, she got banned, right? So it's not like Doordash did nothing. I just think they didn't do what she wanted them to do. And then another time in one of the earlier videos, she goes on to say that Doordash is supposed to respond to her immediately when she gets banned and tell her the reason. That's not the case at all. I don't know where she read that at. Doordash is required to let you appeal and let you know at some point. They are not required to respond immediately at all. Not sure where she got that. And I hate me a capper, so I even made sure to confirm this. This is on their official site. Nowhere on here does it say they have to immediately respond or immediately tell her why she was banned. Nowhere. That is as a DoorDasher or a customer, so it applies to both of them. Which brings me to her, right? On the off chance that for some reason she's listening to this, you have every right to file a report. Right, because the guy's weird as fuck for leaving his door wide open. He don't got no damn pants on, drunk or not. Being drunk doesn't excuse your actions from having consequences. Okay, file a report, DoorDash the police, see what they can do. You can't spin this into a I'm the victim, I deserve to be compensated, I deserve to get something out of this, because you leaked information in a radicalized state, private information. You showed him in an indecent state. Well, like, you fucked up just as bad as he did, and that's why you got banned, and that's why people don't like you. Not because, ooh, this is a man's world and men hate me because I'm a woman getting treated terribly and sexually assaulted, because you didn't. You got banned because you leaked private information of somebody, and you showed his house. It's not hard to find where somebody lives based off like the front door, especially if they live nearby. Like, you're leaking private information. Who knows who's at bro's house now knocking on his door asking to see his little giblets? And that's on you.
Excuse me, what the actual fuck are you doing in my house?
And you know what, I get it. You lost your job, that's the way you make money, things are looking a little dire, so you're in an emotional state. Who wouldn't be, right? But at the end of the day, if you were fiending to keep your job, I don't think it's very smart to try to go for the company that you're working for from the bottom. assuming that you're gonna come out on top. It's just not realistic. It's never been realistic. If you're lucky, they'll give you your account back so you can go back to work. They have zero reason to compensate you, especially monetarily. And that's just my opinion on it. I don't think it would make any sense. Nothing really happened to you. You just happen to see a man naked in his house, which is traumatizing when you're just trying to do your job. Not traumatizing enough to label it sexual assault, and it's definitely not traumatizing enough for him to get his life ruined, which you probably already did anyway. So now you guys are both in a fucked state. Good job. But you know, you guys let me know what you think about it. Tell me your opinions. I'm sure a lot of you think he deserves what he gets. I'm sure a lot of you think she deserves what she gets. Honestly, this could have all been handled privately, in my opinion. No one deserves to be a spectacle on the internet for this. You know, that's what happens when you show people your business, which both of them happen to do. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, comment down below. Follow my Instagram and my Twitter. Close and lock your doors, okay? Because you never know who in Doordash might be ready to turn into a sexual assault victim. And you guys have a wonderful day. Peace, peace.